So my route into product management was kind of varied, as I think everyone's is. There isn't kind of like a standard defined route into product management. There isn't really very well defined career paths into product. So I was studying at university for mechanical engineering, and was learning about if I have a ball in my hand and throw it at a 70-degree angle with 10 Newton meters of force and the wind is blowing, southeast 50 miles an hour, how many times will the ball bounce? Kind of was sat in lectures and just thought, this is not where I want to be or what I want to do. I want to go do something a bit different. And then my mum's a high school teacher. She's a head teacher at a high school. And she was like, you've got to go do teaching. Like, teaching is your vocation, go do that. And I did that for 2 years at university. And I was kind of like, I enjoy it, but it's not the thing I want to do. So I decided I wanted to take a year out of uni, and I just wanted to figure out what I wanted to do and what I would be good at. And I always loved mobile phones. So even when I was studying childhood studies at university, I flew to Chicago, where my father-in-law is, for the launch of the iPhone, so I could be in an Apple store and I could kind of make sure I got my hands on one. So I'd always been like an Apple fanatic. So I thought, well, I know I love mobile phones, so why don't I just get a job doing something in mobile? So I got a job with one of the network operators in the UK called Telefonica. And originally it was just answering their calls in the contact center and saying, how can I help you? How can I, people would phone me and say, my text messages don't work, or I can't make a phone call, etc. So just triaging mobile issues. Got pretty good at that. Had some recognition from the CEO, which was nice, and then got promoted and was doing process improvement. So I became trained in Six Sigma and got a yellow belt in Six Sigma, so like lean efficiency, which just served me well in my product management experience. So I did a lot of lean stuff, a lot of Six Sigma stuff, looking at how we could take demand and waste out of the contact center and out of O2 in general, like online and elsewhere. That was going really well, and I got promoted again into being a business analyst, because again, it was kind of like analyzing the business and looking at what we could do and where we could make improvements, and working with old style product owners. So like kind of business people, no interest in software engineering, all about the commercials. And then I would be the business analyst, I guess, to bridge the gap. Being a BA was perfect because it kind of put me in this role where I learned to speak the business speak very well, and I learned to speak the engineering talk very well. Because to me, a BA is kind of like a translator. It's just someone that can talk multiple languages to multiple different people, and was kind of like the perfect training, I guess, for being a product owner. And what happened was O2, the network operator, realized that mobile revenues are dying. We're getting more and more over-the-top services like iMessage, WhatsApp, other, VoIP services, which were just killing their revenues. So they realized that they needed to take mobile and apply it into other industries. So they were looking at applying it into healthcare, into mobile spending and wallets, into priority moments and other bits and pieces. So I became a BA on the new products team, and there was really where I got my first chance to be a product manager, because I was working on a health product way before the Apple Watch or wearables. It was something, a pendant you wore around your neck, and it tracked your location, and it did loads of cool things. Like say your doctor put you on suicide watch. The pendant would like phone the police if you went near a train line or like near a bridge or something like that. So it would do loads of interesting stuff, really based on location and having dashboards to manage all that. And when I look back, that's kind of where I started to become a product owner, because the business guy had no idea how any of this would work. He worked in the NHS before, so he got all the doctor side of things, but he just got zero of the product side of things. So he made me, I guess, like a quasi product owner. So I started to run the sprints and becoming more and more involved in the agile stuff and working with design teams. And it was really at that point where I knew at that point I didn't want to go back to university. I knew that, for one, I was on a better salary than I would have been becoming a teacher. But for two, I just knew that I kind of found what I wanted to do. And it was the area that I wanted to work in. And I was talking at a conference, and I got approached by someone from Asda, which is like Walmart in the US. And what I was doing at O2, like I said, was applying mobile tech into a non-mobile business. So like mobile into health. And at Walmart, the opportunity was really the same. It was applying mobile into shopping and like offline shopping activities. So I joined Walmart about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago now, to lead their mobile efforts. Firstly on m-commerce, so just getting the house in order and doing the basics right, and making sure the mobile app worked and was functional. We could build that out, making sure we had mobile websites and all of that stuff was kind of fundamental to letting you do the cool incremental stuff. And then after, I think it was about a year, 18 months, moved on to working on some of the in-store stuff. So I guess that's really where I came into my own around applying the mobile tech into a non-mobile arena. So working with things like iBeacons, in-store tracking, Wi-Fi tracking, in-store messaging, in-store maps, all of that type of offline stuff. And really allowing mobile, I guess, to become the center of this offline online journey and the thing that can bring the two together. And I guess that's where I would say it was during my time at Walmart that I became like a good product manager, if there is such a thing. And then I've been at Walmart for about 2.5 years. I knew that I wanted to carry on in product management and do some new things. I didn't want to necessarily continue to work in the retail space. I didn't want to become a retail specialist. I think if you're a good product owner, you can kind of try your hand at everything. The fundamental skills of product management cut across all the verticals of industries really well. So fintech is kind of booming, especially in London. It's just like it's where it's at right now if you want to be doing cool stuff. Knew I wanted to work in fintech, and the opportunity at Travelex was to start from a team of 0 and then really build it up and build out from there, across product management, engineering, design. So that was just a phenomenal opportunity. It was too good to turn down. So I joined Travelex in January. When I joined, I think there was like 10 of us. We're now at a team of 65. We had no mobile apps. We now have 2 mobile apps that have both been featured by Apple in the App Store as the best new apps. One of our app went to number 6 in the App Store charts, which was above Spotify, Uber, Skype, eBay, kind of like absolutely killing it across all the big boys. So success has been phenomenal so far. So that's kind of where I find myself. We're working on our 3rd new product at the moment, which we've not yet announced, but hopefully is going to kill it like the other ones did. So now managing a team of product owners, and working across multiple different products in multiple different spaces. So I guess an evolution into being a product owner rather than a revolution, really starting from process improvement, lean principles around how to get the most out of the little resource that you have, then into business analysis and the whole translation piece, then into Asda and Walmart, which is kind of like a corporate behemoth around managing stakeholders and all of that, those type of skills. And then at Travelex, really honing those skills into building a team and building teams, I guess, which build like amazing products. So that's kind of the evolution. I didn't go to university to train for any of this.